Next thing is actually incredibly sad. Both you and I had the same reaction. I didn't tweet about it, but you did. I think I responded to yours. But Charlie Cox is Daredevil. For those, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen No Way Home yet, if you haven't, what are you doing? Charlie Cox's Daredevil does show up for a moment as
Matt
Murdock, not as Daredevil. He went with his wife to a showing of that, and she started recording his face to get his live reaction for when he shows up in the movie, and so they can get the audience's reaction for when he shows up. Apparently, when they went to that movie, he showed up on screen, not a peep. He said it was dead silent, crickets, and that nobody cared. I'm not sure about anybody that's watching this or this podcast that watches us regularly, how you felt when you saw that movie, but when we went, you and I both reacted. Both you and I basically were like, I
had a smile from ear to ear.
I said out loud, I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mike, if he's watching, he heard me. He was next to me. He probably heard me like, I said awesome out loud. That was so cool. I leaned back in my chair. Yeah. I was so excited. We had people in the audience that
like yelled it. He's like, awesome.
Yeah. There was somebody behind us that went, awesome. There was somebody up front that clapped once.
Yeah. You know, it was like a lot of, it's like people were talking. It was like,
right. Like, it wasn't when Andrew showed up.
Yeah.
And like that you couldn't hear what was happening. Yeah. Like they purposely didn't have dialogue right away because they knew the audience would freak out.
Yeah.
It wasn't that loud because he wasn't Daredevil. If he showed up in his Daredevil costume, they would have. Yeah. But he showed up as Matt Murdock and people reacted. Like it wasn't dead silent. It makes me wonder, did he go at a later showing to where people had already seen the movie?
Did he recently go or did he go like opening week?
Right. Did he go opening week and the story just didn't come out till now, or did he just go? Because if he just went, a lot of these people have probably seen it already. A lot of people that have seen or haven't seen it know that you're in it already. Like if you're looking for that reaction, you got to go when people don't know. However, if he did go right away and now this is just coming out, that's super sad because we reacted. He just went on a bad showing. Because that was huge. It was important to us.
And it's hard because like it is from like people who don't have Netflix or haven't seen Daredevil on Netflix.
Or don't read the comics. Don't know who Matt Murdock is.
That's not like there's a lot of it's not MCU, that Netflix stuff. So like people weren't gonna watch it to know who you are unless the people who already know who you are. But no, there's a lot of support for him. Everyone's quote tweeting that thing, adding him and being like, dude, like we love it. Like we loved it. Our audience loved it. Like we were excited for him.
If he wants to come on and talk about it, about it,
we'll at Charlie Cox if we can find him. It was an amazing experience just right off the bat because we were talking about like, God, I want Daredevil to be there. Like we want a lawyer. So.
And he did a good job of hiding it because there was definitely a point where I was like, he might not be in it.
Yeah.
There was definitely a point where there was never a point where I didn't think Andrew was in it. Like I thought, maybe Andrew's in it. I don't know about Toby, but I was like, I for sure think Andrew. And I was like, at some point I was like, yeah, maybe Charlie Cox is right. He might not be in it. He's pretty adamant about not being in it. Sure. I also trust people when they say I promise.
Well, Ryan Reynolds just promised, so.
Right, exactly. And now I don't trust people because Charlie Cox and Andrew Garfield promised and they were in it. So now I assume anytime a Marvel actor says I promise, they're trying to give me an oatmeal raisin cookie and telling me it's chocolate chip. But yeah, if Charlie Cox wants to come on here, we will let him know how much we enjoy him and ask him plenty of questions.